What does the future hold for Jurassic World Chaos Theory? We are 2 seasons into this animated adventure, and the end of the 2nd season set a lot up for what comes next. In this video, I'm going to take a look at everything we know so far about the upcoming 3rd season, where the story might be taking us, what ties to the live action movies we might see, and when season 3 will release. Welcome back to Jurassic Outpost. Let's dive in.
50,000 to fly them to Riyadh. In or out?
She's not here.
It's safe to say there is a lot of excitement for more Chaos Theory. Season 2 may have only just come out, but I've seen nothing but praise and positivity for the show and for what comes next. Honestly, a big shout out is deserved to the creatives behind it. The show has really connected the Jurassic fans in a great way. Many of you have been asking about the 3rd season, so I thought it would be a good idea to compile what we do know about it into one video. Before I jump in, I should say, a 3rd season hasn't been officially confirmed. We know the story will continue, but Netflix, DreamWorks, they've not officially stated that season 3 is on the way. But it's pretty safe to assume that the story will continue, especially with the solid reception and where the story left us in the final episode of the last season. So let's talk about that. The finale of season 2 gave us the long-awaited reuniting of Brooklyn and the rest of the Nublar 6, but unfortunately, it wasn't quite the loving embrace they had all hoped for.
It's really you.
Instead, the group caught up with Brooklyn as she was about to board a plane with Soyona Santos headed to destinations unknown. The group asked Brooklyn to join them, to not board the plane and to come back with them. She didn't take them up on that offer, however, but she was able to secure Bumpy's egg for them, showing that she still has some loyalty to the group despite choosing to leave with Soyona.
We're not leaving without you.
I'm not the same Brooklyn you knew. I have a job to finish.
Season 2 cleverly tied the animated show to the live-action movies, and those ties to Dominion will continue in Season 3. It was revealed in the 2nd season that the dinosaur broker is Soyona, the character having first been introduced in the live-action Jurassic World Dominion movie.
I do have another job for you. Short hot money's double.
In that film, we saw her in Malta, the home to a large underground dinosaur black market that operates under the radar. She orchestrated many of the dinosaurs' transit there to meet new buyers before unleashing the Atrociraptors on Owen, Claire, and Barry in an attempt to avoid international authorities. It's pretty safe to say that Soyona has deep ties to this Malta dinosaur market, so will Season 3 take us there? The setting would be ideal for the animated world. We could explore a lot more of the black market and the world during the time of Jurassic World Dominion. The ex-campers could navigate through the various prehistoric creatures and their handlers while trying to locate Brooklyn and Soyona. Brooklyn going with Soyona to wherever the plane is taking them is sort of like Brooklyn going into the belly of the beast, so to speak. But if they end up in Malta and Brooklyn gets to see the dinosaur fighting rings, the dinosaur barbecue, generally the dinosaurs' exploitation, is that something she's going to be able to handle? How will it affect her partnership with Soyona?
Claire, it's Santos, the woman in white.
I'll find her.
This new Brooklyn certainly is tough, and she's on a mission, but will she be able to stomach the dark realities of this new world? But we may not be going to Malta after all. While I do think this location provides a fantastic setting for Chaos Theory, Season 2 showed us that Soyona was conducting some of her work in Africa. She had the underground lab where dinosaurs were being cloned, so it's safe to assume that Soyona has a presence in locations all over the world. She was in Dubai, she was in Senegal, we saw her in Malta in Dominion, and she knows Lewis Dodgson to some degree. Soyona and the nature of her work takes her all over the world, which certainly opens up the location possibilities for Season 3. And what about the ex-campers? The last we saw them, they were left in Senegal. Having escaped the underground lab blast and the many dinosaur threats that they faced there, the campers made it out alive and chased Brooklyn to that landing strip. Now the plane of course did take off without the campers of course, so where does that leave them? Luckily, they aren't technically stranded in Senegal. They know Zaina, her mother Aminata, and her father Usman, who will be able to house the group and help find them a way out of the continent.
Nangadef! Someone call the Baba taxi!
Zaina's father, for example, is well connected, and we know he was investigating the dinosaur outbreak himself during the second season. It's unknown what exactly he found out, but I'm certain he will be a driving force in helping the group in their next step. I think it's unlikely the group will remain in Senegal for long, especially as Kenji, Darius, and the rest want to follow Brooklyn. They want to get her away from Soyona and keep her safe. While that might not be what Brooklyn wants, I don't think they'll be stopping their pursuit of their friend anytime soon. Now, season 3 really does have the opportunity to give us a proper reuniting of the New Blast 6. Brooklyn owes them all an explanation, especially Kenji, and I think many of you really want to see the group reunited and back together. I also think Brooklyn is underestimating how much the group could actually help, and they want to help. Their goal has always been to do whatever is best for the dinosaurs, and if she shared what she knew with them, I think most, if not all of them, would want to help her take down the entities mistreating dinosaurs. So what else might season 3 bring us? Well, if the Mattel toy lines are anything to go by, it looks like we could be heading into the Biosyn Valley. With Soyona having recently made the deal with Biosyn and Dodgson, her plane could be taking them directly to the Biosyn headquarters in the Dolomites. This location was first introduced in Dominion and showed us an incredibly large research and dinosaur preserve, located in a large valley in the Dolomite Mountains in Italy. At the end of Dominion, this location was pretty much destroyed, burnt, abandoned, but season 3 will take place prior to those events, likely tying in directly, pretty much parallel to the events that we see in Dominion. At least that is the hope. An upcoming Mattel Chaos Theory dinosaur shows us the Therizinosaurus, a dinosaur also first introduced in Dominion and located inside that Biosyn Valley. Could this be a hint at what's to come? If the New Blast 6 all somehow make it to this location, we know there are plenty of dinosaurs from Dominion that could make an on-screen return. A lot of fan favorite dinosaurs, should I say, and this location is large enough to provide some really thrilling scenes across a third season. Let's not forget the scene with Claire and the Therizinosaurus, perhaps my favorite scene in Dominion. This kind of fright, terror, it's exactly what we need to see in season 3. Not only that, Louis Dodgson himself could make an animated return. The character was in Camp Cretaceous, having visited Isla Nublar to make a deal with the Khan family, and while that may not have worked out, we see Dodgson in Dominion in charge of a large empire of dinosaurs. Soyona could be heading to his headquarters, meeting with him, meaning that Brooklyn will meet him too. And if the Nublar 5 follow Brooklyn here, well, let's just say this could be one wild season.
I want to do more of this later on if we
When will we see season 3? There were 5 months between the first and second season, and if the creators are following the same timeline, then we could be looking at a March 2025 release date for the third season. This would align with what we've been hearing behind the scenes, and with the lead up to Rebirth coming out that summer, it would allow for one last animated adventure for the Chaos Theory fam before we move on to the next live action adventure in Rebirth. But what do you think? When are you hoping to see a third season, and what are you hoping happens? What do you think about Chaos Theory's connections to the live action Jurassic World movies? Do you think Kenji and co will follow Brooklyn, or will they continue their own investigation in Senegal? As always, share those thoughts down below in the comments, and thank you for watching this video.